So hey guys, not gonna lie, I was a bad boy this week. I spent over $1,500 on tech, and probably I didn't need all of the stuff that I purchased, but for some reason I just couldn't resist. And here we are with $1,500 worth of tech that I'm going to show you guys today. So let's get into it and take a look at what I purchased and why I purchased it. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the things I purchased. The two most expensive things I purchased was an iPad Air and Beats headphones, and we're going to get into those at the end of the video. But for now, the rest of the tech in this haul was mostly things I needed to upgrade my home office setup and my YouTube studio setup. So I had mentioned in a previous video how my mouse was something I definitely wanted to replace, so I ended up getting just a Logitech full-size wireless mouse, and it was about $24, not too bad. I found this action camera for about $5 at one of the bookstores here in Canada called Indigo, and I thought I'd play around with it. It's a 720p little camera that you can do a lot of fun things with it because it's only $5. It also gives me an option to shoot B-roll and not worry about destroying a little camera like that. I bought a multi-pod from Bauer. That's just something that I was looking for in the studio for different product shots, and having an extra tripod that I can use for some of the setups in the YouTube space that I've created. I also ordered the LumeCube video conference light, which I'm hoping that it's going to make a difference when I'm shooting in this room. It's just a small little light, but very powerful, so I look forward to using that. Now, my Go Live Vivitar hand tripod. This was something that I was lacking. I didn't have a little tripod that I could take with me on the go, that I can just put my phone in and hold it steady when I'm doing videos on the go. So for $7.99, I thought that would be a great little addition to my YouTube video production toolkit. And I also picked up a new ebook reader. So I had a Sony ebook reader for a few years, and the battery on that one died, and eventually I'd just been using Android tablets as my ebook reader. But I decided to get the Kobo Lyra H2O as my ebook reader because it was light and because I just wanted to have a dedicated device that I could read from, because I find that when I'm holding the Android device, I'm always tempted to go onto other apps and there's distractions from notifications, and I just want to have a clean reading experience. And I'll do more reviews about all these products in future videos. So the next step will be for me to try to incorporate all these different items into my YouTube studio and home office setup and see how I can integrate the, especially the video equipment, like all the different tripods and lighting. That's something that's been very lacking in this space, and I just want to get the right lighting in here. Now, I wanted to get more expensive soft lights and things along those lines, and that's something that's going to be added to the studio at a later point as we're ramping up this space. You got to start somewhere, and you start with what you can afford, and as the channel grows, I'll eventually get into more expensive lighting and things along those lines. And your support is really greatly appreciated. If you want to check out the links in the description box, if I have links for any of these products, I'll put them down there. So the next big purchase in my haul was actually this iPad Air. I was really tossed up about getting the iPad Pro that just was released with the M1 chips, and I really wanted to get it, but I just couldn't justify spending an extra $300 to $400 on an iPad when this one had all the functions and the power to do the things that I wanted to do. So basic video editing, pencil support so I can do note-taking and drawing and things along those lines on the iPad. And it's just a lot lighter than some of the Pro models. Being the Air, it's definitely one of the lightest versions of this particular bunch of iPads that are out now. Now, the color that I went with was actually green, and I really surprised myself by changing it up and going for a color that I totally would never think of for an iPad. But with the introduction of the new color IMAX, I just thought maybe a fun color would be something different, and it also makes it stand out when I'm using my iPad next to friends or family members, and I know exactly that mine is the green one. No one else has that green iPad. So it's a fun device, and it's something that I'm definitely going to be using a lot to create content and to do a lot of things that I do online. So it was worth spending some money on this iPad. And I just wanted to go back to the Apple ecosystem, as some of the apps that I need weren't available on Android, and if they had an equivalent, it wasn't the same experience as some of the apps that are available for iOS. So I went back to iPad, and maybe in the future I'll get an iPad Pro, but for now let's see how this one works out for me. Now, the other thing that I also needed to get was a pair of decent headphones. With audio quality being a big part of video production, you want to make sure that you're hearing everything and that you're not missing out on anything that you left in the video. And having a wireless setup that I can play my video and walk around the room while I'm doing something and just make sure that I've edited everything the way it should be and sounds the way that I want it to sound. It was worth the investment for me. Plus, I like to listen to music, and I found that Beats headphones do have some amazing audio, and for $250 it was a little bit pricey, a little bit beyond what I normally spend for headphones, but you gotta live once, and I definitely wanted to try the Beats as my everyday headphones for the next little while. So I guess I'm going to be busy for the next couple days unboxing a lot of these items and incorporating them into my setup and my everyday use. Now, I hope I'm not disappointed with some of the tripods or with the Lume Cube light. That was one of the purchases that I was really looking forward to, and when it arrived, I just wanted to set it up, but I didn't unbox it. So I'll update you guys on how it worked out when I do set it up. In the meantime, I hope you can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and if you hit that like button, you help us get found in the YouTube algorithm. So stay tuned for more products on this and other desk setups and YouTube studio setup, and we'll talk to you guys soon.